If you will meet me and say Alright, good morning, welcome to Teal House Farm. Today is a Saturday, so we're trying to get caught up from what didn't get done during the week. So this is my home planning kind of Bible, keeps me on track, and so, hey you! So I just look at what tasks we didn't get done this week. Like I didn't get the dusting, or no, I did the dusting this morning. I don't ever do the vacuuming because we don't have any rugs, so everything just gets always swept. But just try to make sure everything's been checked off for the week. Any chores that hadn't got done, we get them done on a Saturday. That gives me a little bit of grace for when days are really busy or I just can't get stuff done. So the girls have just been playing, and Ivy is sewing something, and Ivy already made lunch, and Ivy started lunch for us too, which is awesome. So yeah, Sam is on his way back. He went and got some wood this morning, so we're gonna see what he got, and we're gonna try to get it stacked up and get a little more prepared for winter, because it's already September, which means cold weather will soon be upon us. All right, well, Ivy put chicken nuggets in the fridge because that's what they decided they wanted, and I'm just going to kind of empty out some vegetables. I like to buy cucumbers and then I slice them and I put them in mason jars. Keeps them fresh for longer, and then also I'm more likely to eat them because sometimes when I want a quick snack, you're not going to just grab a cucumber and slice it, but if they're already pre-sliced, I'll grab them. So kind of give everybody some cucumbers, and then we'll do some carrots too because they don't have quite enough cucumbers. Just kind of emptying out the fridge today. This is the middle of the month. If you guys have been around a long time, you know that we do a big shopping at the beginning of the month, and then we do a medium-sized shopping in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and do our middle of the month shopping probably on Tuesday. And so we're just kind of trying to use up, especially the fresh things, just trying to use all the fresh things, kind of the weird odds and ends, so that we don't waste anything. I really hate wasting food. Food is expensive. It takes a lot of, or the food that we grow, that took me energy. So we're just kind of going through our vegetables here for lunch, making sure we don't waste anything. And we'll do the same thing on Sunday and Monday, and then by then the fridge should be pretty clear. And then we'll go and get our end of the month grocery shopping done to get us through until we do our next big shopping at the beginning of October. Usually the middle month shopping is mostly fresh stuff. I still have a lot of the prepackaged, like our snack basket's still pretty full. And I got plenty of like bread. I got a bunch of milk, and so it's mostly just the fresh stuff that we're gonna need to get in the middle. And for a fruit, I think we're gonna use up these kiwis. Okay, Ivy doesn't like kiwis, so we'll give her a banana or something, but everybody else likes them. Yogurt tubes, to use those up. A question I get asked a lot, and I'll answer this in case you're ever curious, is like, do I let the kids be, picky eaters, or like, do I make separate things for separate kids? And the general response is no. There's a lot of kids. I'm not a short order chef, but if I'm already like if we're having sandwiches for lunch, a lot of times I will give 2 options. Or like if we're going to have a fruit with lunch, I give 2 options, and they can pick from those 2 options. And a lot of that is for lunch, because lunch tends to be kind of piecemeal, pulling things out of the fridge. And so I'll give them choices like, do you want a kiwi or do you want a banana? And they get to pick from those 2. I don't give free range options because then it gets a little crazy. But I do respect the fact that not everybody likes the same things. There's things that I don't like either. When it comes to dinner, it's what I make is what we're having. I'm not going to make separate things for dinner, because dinner tends to be something that's cooked all together. So it's not like a sandwich where I'm going to make them individually anyway. But I always, for dinner, I always make sure that there's one thing on the menu that every kid likes. So every kid may not like everything that's on their plate, but every kid likes something that's on their plate, if that makes sense. And so, if they don't want to eat that vegetable, but they'll eat the other two things, or maybe they don't like the meat cooked that way, but they'll eat the vegetable and the starch. Like, I'll take that. We're not necessarily clean plate club people. We are you have to try everything club people. But if you don't like something, you need to be polite about it, but you don't necessarily have to eat it anyway. Though I find in general my kids are not really that picky. There's a couple foods that each kid is just like, yeah, absolutely not. Like Micah hates mashed potatoes. She has hated mashed potatoes since she was a little kid, and so when we have mashed potatoes, it tends to get left on her plate, but she still gets a serving every time, and maybe one day she'll decide she likes them. I don't know. So, all right, I think everything's ready. We'll get the kids their lunches, and then Sam should be back with that wood, and we'll see how much he got and see how we're gonna stack it up here for winter. We got some giant logs and some smaller pieces. Special thanks to some friends from church who had a tree taken down in their yard and let us know that they had wood they needed gone. So we went and got it. Well, Sam went and got it. So, all right, I think the goal today is just to take everything out because you're gonna cut it later, right? Yep. All right, let's get it unloaded. So what kind of wood do you think? Is this black walnut? Kind of looks the same as what we have already.
No, I think it's mostly ash.
Okay. Is that a quick hot burner or a slow burner?
Oh, I think it's a decent burner. I know you got to be careful because ash, I don't know if it's a beetle or some kind of bug. We already have it in our area. You shouldn't transport ash if you have that. We already have it in our area. But it should be a decent wood to burn. It's okay. They also had some maple, but I don't think we got any of the maple wood. It's mostly just the ash.
And that's probably for this winter, so this is probably next winter, you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
Cool.
We could mix some of this in if we needed to.
Dad.
Like desperately needed to,
Dad.
but I think we'll be okay.
Okay, before we head inside and put on some clean clothes, I had a tomato plant just topple over the other night during a big storm. And I thought maybe it was gonna make it, but it's not. And so I'm gonna pick up all the green tomatoes off it. Gonna make some green tomato salsa verde, which I like to have for like enchiladas and stuff. And I will we'll do a separate video with that whole recipe because it's kind of a process, but we're gonna go pick those real quick before we head inside for a while to cool off and relax. Got some really big looking cantaloupes, so I might pick those too while I'm out here. And I got a whole bunch of yellow spaghetti squash, so I guess maybe I should have brought a bigger bucket. But this is the tomato plant. You see the cage just toppled right over, pulled it right out of the ground. That's my one big complaint that I feel like nobody talked about with the no-till gardens is the ground is soft, which is great for planting. But if you don't stake things in the ground all the way through to the ground, like the original dirt underneath, you end up with this situation. If you ever have a high wind, it just doesn't hold up well. Okay, got our canner going. I started dinner, so we're having smothered pork steaks. I got some corn I had to use up. I've got leftover mashed potatoes in the fridge, which will heat back up too. And I know I should do a green vegetable, but we burned a lot of calories today. We also did some work. Our van needed work, so Sam was working on that too, and the kids and I did some outside stuff in the garden. Everybody's just really tired, so I think we're just gonna starch it up and do some mac and cheese. Everybody will be happy and super full and hopefully sleep really well tonight. So thanks so much for joining us for today. We are now set up and nice and warm, prepared for winter, and we're still working on getting everything out of the garden and put up for winter as well, which will take you along every time we do something. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.